again everyone and welcome back to my channel Destination Lifestyle, where dining, eating, shopping, traveling, and indigo tales based on my true encounters with the supernatural are gonna be shared with you only in this channel. Like everything else, there's always a beginning, and in my first video, in the beginning part 1, I've shared with you my very earliest encounters when I was a young boy. And as I told you, we had a renovation done on our old house, and we were staying in a shop houses for a period of time, before we returned to the old renovated home. Now, like everything they say, everything happens from home. Everything first happened from home. And of course, in my scary tales, everything did happen from home. There was one point, there's a saying that I believe, Chinese belief, I think, that you are not supposed to sleep facing the front door directly, as it might attract some spirits, But in my own home, I guess there were like 3 spirits. One is a very tall, dark figure, a very lanky, tall, dark figure, a male, I would suppose. And the second is a very old grandmother, very old, wearing some ancient dresses, I think. And the last one was a very, very beautiful young lady in a traditional kabaya, and she was all aglow, which I think it means that she was a good spirit. So there was these 3 experiences with these spirits. I think, I believe that when you had the talent of being able to communicate with them, you yourself act like a signaling tower, where all these spirits, they would know, they could try to reach out to you just because they know that you might have the ability to connect with them. And back to the part when I was, one time I was watching TV and I was too tired. I just fell asleep on the sofa. Now, my sofa was like in line with the direct line with the front door, the main door of the house. And of course, since it is this long, so I decided to sleep, but not knowing that it was not supposed to, you were not supposed to sleep facing the door when you wake up. So I fell asleep that way. And in my dream, I think, I saw this tall, dark, lanky figure, this guy. He was kind of like, telling me that you have to sleep now, but do not do this again. That was the message that I heard. And I think he was one of the guardians of the old house that I was living in at that point. And like I said, the strange thing is I never feel scared, maybe because I did not sense the threatening part from the spirit. But we believe that most houses, they would have their own guardians, those who have been living there even before us humans moved in. And I think he was one of them. The second encounter with the grandma actually happened to my maid. There was one time that we had a big flood in my city, and my maid told the story that there was one point that she just fell unconscious, fainted during the flood, when we were not at home. It was just her. And we had 2 maids at the time. And the other maid was on the 2nd floor, and the first maid was on the 1st floor, trying to save things or put things up on a higher level so that the flood would not reach them. And at that point, she fainted. And upon regaining consciousness, she was saying that as she fell down, the water was like, still like maybe an inch. So it might just be like, this high. And she saw this old woman, a grandmother, in a very ancient kind of like dress, woke her up and, just woke her up gently, like a mother waking up her children perhaps. And when she woke up, she realized that she was all soaked and wet in the flood water. And she dried up, of course, and she told us the story when we came back from our holiday, I think, at the time. But that was the second spirit of the home. The third one happened, of course, again in the afternoon when I was having my dinner. Late evening, I would always have my dinner watching TV on the second floor. So the layout of the house would be like, this is the TV right in front, and I would grab a portable table and a chair to sit and eat and do my homework sometimes while watching TV. But on the right side is the staircase that goes in and up. So what happened was, it was close to the evening. We call that the Maghrib season, the Maghrib time, where it's like the dusk. And as I was watching TV, suddenly, the vision and the sound from the TV kind of like begins to slowly fade. And in exchange of that, I heard a whistling from my right side. My hair would stand up remembering those days. And, this is a bit scary, but well, the whistling, singing like a very slow but nice, not sad song. I don't remember what song it was, but it was just a very nice melody that she was humming and whistling and going up the stairs, and she passed me by. And she was very beautiful. She was all aglow, glowing. I believe that the spirits, which are all stars, all glowing, they are nice spirits, they are good spirits. And she was like, she had her hair done with a bun and in traditional kabaya, and of course with an umbrella. She walked past me, she looked at me, and she smiled. In the glowing on her face, I could see that she was a very beautiful young lady. And as she walked past me, she smiled, and then she moved forward towards the TV. Now, right at the back of the TV is actually a void area of the house where we had one bathroom at the back. And she made a turn to the back of the TV, and she walked into that bathroom. But before she entered the bathroom, she gave me like a 6-digit number, I think, if I couldn't remember. It was a lottery. At that time, it was like in the 90s, I think, or in the 80s, I couldn't remember. But she gave me these 6 numbers, which somehow stuck to my mind. They just stuck to my mind. But I was a kid, but we had newspaper. So when she walked in, I kind of like snapped from the whole situation. And the next day, when I look at the papers, because they have these results of all these lottery kind of numbers, those 6 numbers made it to the first prize. So it was very strange, these experiences. In the beginning, we had this, these 3 guardians of the house that made their encounters, they are connecting with me in their own different ways, of course. And there was also one incident that I remembered in the same house, the same old house. I came back a bit late from a friend's party, and at that time I think I was a teenager already. And then I was in the bathroom on the first floor, and I had my night shower to clean up, and suddenly, right outside of my door, I heard a faint female voice saying, "Help, help, help me." I always had dogs in the house, and the voice was very faint, and they were saying that if the voice is faint, it means that the spirit is close by. When the sound grows louder, it means that they are moving away from you. So this voice was asking for help, and it was very faint at first. And then my dog started to bark, all of them at the same time, and the shout for help grew louder. I was so shocked inside, all wet, and I was just standing right in front of the bathroom door, thinking to myself whether should I open and face whatever there was on the other side, or I would just stay until everything subsided. But of course, when you're afraid, sometimes that fear can grow into courage. And when the shout for help grew louder, I just decided to just snap open the door, and everything went silent. My dog was still barking, but there was no more sound of her or even anything right in front of the door. So those are some of the experiences that I had in the beginning at the house. I hope you enjoy the stories this time, and I look forward to having you in the next video, of course. And click the subscribe button, share your comments below, give this video 2 thumbs up, like and share the video if you like, and of course, I thank you so much for your support. Bye-bye.